welcome to part 6 of our 9-part chair yoga series. Today we're going to be staying on the chair, working a little bit more into some of the moves we've already done, intensifying them and amping them up a level or two. So most of this stuff should seem familiar. We're going to add in a little bit of side body work today as well. So we want to come into our chair. If you're able to, come a little bit forward on the chair so that you got about half of your thighs on the chair and your hips. If you need to be supported by the chair, that's okay. It may limit some of your movements here, but do what you can within your ability. So we're going to do a seated cat and cow here. So we're just going to take a few moments to focus on our breath and gather our intention for today. And when you're ready, place those hands on the knees. Keep those arms active. And what we're going to do is roll back. So the shin's going to tuck under as you push the spine back towards the back of your chair. Exhaling here. As you inhale, change directions. Head and chest lift. Belly pushes forward. Shoulders drop down. And changing that back and forth a few times. Remember, we exhale as we fold down, and we inhale as we lift up. Let's hit it once more in each direction. And we'll all meet back at neutral. Release the shoulders. And we're going to move into some full body circles. So again, nice and solid on your foundation here. Readjusting if you feel like you're slipping off the sides. And you may want to use the hands to grip the chair for some stability, or you may want to use all your core strength here. So I would invite you to just try holding on just for safety purposes, and then let go if you feel you're able. So we're just going to think about pivoting from our center here and just rotate the body around in a circle. Let's start out small and let each circle get a little bigger. Holding on to the chair if you need to for stability. You can really start to exaggerate this if you like. You may be able to remove the hands. It may feel good to put the hands on the head, elbows facing out. You may just want to cross them, cross the body. You may want to just leave them resting on the thighs. Whatever feels good to you. You may still be using the chair for a little help and stability. We'll do one more time around this direction. Slow it down, wind it down, and gently work your way back to neutral. And we're going to go the other way. So I'd invite you not to go full force right away. Even though we've been doing the move, we're changing direction. So let the body get used to the flow in the other way. Again, using the chair if that worked good for you. And once you feel stable moving in this direction, change the arms, only if you need that added level of complexity for the move. Crossing in front or elbows out. And depending on your body and how hard you want to work today, you have options here. If you repeat this series, you can change it each time you do the series. And we'll work on slowing it down, unwinding, and moving back to center. So we'll take a nice big clearing breath. Recenter here. We're going to get ready to move into a leg series. So we're going to do a few things on one side and then move to the other. So we're going to start by crossing the left leg over the right. If you're able, if that's difficult for you, see if you can just cross at the ankle. If you can't cross either way, that's okay too. You can still do the upper body movements here. So from whatever position your legs are in, we have the left leg on top or in front, and we're focusing on the left arm. So even if you're not doing your legs, think about the left arm. Right arm can be balanced on the side of your chair here for a little support. We're going to inhale that left arm up next to the ear, reach tall, and only if you're able, start to bend over to the left a little bit. What we're doing is we're creating some space between the ribs here and opening up into the very top of the hip. If you're very flexible, you may be able to drop down to the elbow on your chair, but don't push yourself. And we're going to stay breathing. And as we've done in some other moves, it might feel good to ebb and flow here. It's inhaling on the up and exhaling on the bend. We're going to get ready to change this position. So the next time you're lifted, or if you're holding the bend, go ahead and lift out. Keep the legs the same. I'm going to take a right arm to the left knee, left hand behind you. Grab hold of the chair wherever you can reach, lifting tall with your inhale, twisting on your exhale. We're staying here for a few rounds of breathing, so focus on the breath. Take notice of your posture, relaxing the shoulders. On your next exhale, we'll roll back to the front. We're going to change the legs from here. If you're able to, keep them the same way if this is challenging enough for you, or we're going to slide that left knee open a little bit. Left ankle resting on the right thigh. So we're back into this four square position. Nice hip opener. This may be good enough for you. You may want to hug that leg in. That may give you a really good stretch as well. Or you may need to fold over the legs if you're more flexible. You may need this added movement to feel the stretch in an effective way. So use any of those options, or substitute your own pose here if this one is not right for you. So if you have any knee problems, this may be a move you're leaving out today. And we're not going to stay here real long, another breath or two, as we feel the low back opening and feel that left hip stretching. Notice any sensations that you're feeling. I'm going to slowly lift ourselves up. Go ahead and release that left leg. Recentering here. So we'll work with a nice clearing breath again. And we have that entire series to do on the other side. So if we're crossing, we're either crossing right leg in front at the ankle, right leg on top. If you're using the chair, you might need to scoop to the side so you got a little room on your left. Finding your posture here. So we're going to work into our side bend. So remember, if your legs aren't crossed, that's fine. You can still add the upper body movements. Left hand will be at your side. I would use the chair for a little guidance here. So you're pushing down to the chair with the left. You're reaching up with the right, extending tall, and working on that side bend. So we have our options here. We were ebbing and flowing with the breath. Exhaling down, inhaling up. You may just want to take the pose where you can and hold it. You may be more flexible and need to lower down on the elbow to get an effective stretch. Either way, opening up along the rib, working into the top of the hip, getting into that psoas muscle structure. It's very complex. There's a lot of tie-ins there, and it can create a lot of pain and discomfort for us. So this is a nice simple stretch to get the top of the psoas. We're going to slowly bring ourselves out. Catching your breath here before we move into our twist. So left hand's going to come around to that right knee, whether your legs are crossed or not. Right hand's coming behind you, grabbing hold of the chair, the back, the seat, wherever you reach. Each inhale sets you tall. Every exhale helps you twist. So keeping the breath moving. We're going to slowly work on rotating back to the front. Taking a moment here before we change the legs into that hip opener. So we're going to slide that right ankle onto the thigh. Right knee dropping open. You've got this option. You've got the hugging it into the chest option. And you have the fold forward option. So you have several different ways to approach this stretch. You may want to try them all. You may want to try the toughest one, or you may want to just try the easiest one today. Because if you're just exploring this, you may want to just see how this simple stuff feels. If you're injured or ill or in recovery for any type of sports or athletic rehab, I would suggest you keep it simple. Work with your doctor. Don't push yourself too far. A few more breaths here. I'm going to slowly roll it up. Releasing that right leg. I'm going to inhale, nice clearing breath. Exhale, drop the arms. And we're going to work into a little more challenging stretch. So we're going to turn on the chair. So we have the left leg is supported by the chair, and the right leg is going to reach back. So I'm right here at the front edge. I've got room to extend that right leg back. Now, if you don't need the chair, you may be able to lift up off the chair and not need that support, or you may feel better just letting your weight down on the chair. Either way. We're opening up into this right hip flexor here. Get a little bit of a gentle back bend going. I would offer you to bring the hands into prayer and focus on your breathing. It's a modified version of a warrior one pose. You can go ahead and reach those arms overhead if you feel like you have a little extra in you. Bringing those arms back down. Slowly releasing this leg. Moving back to center. Clearing breath in between before we go to the other side. And let's do a second round. Inhale and reach up. Warrior one on the other side. So now if you're working with me, we're rotating. Right thigh supported on our chair and left leg extended back. Feeling that stretch into the right hip flexor. Feeling it in the low back. And again, you may be able to lift up and not use the chair or not even use the chair as much, but don't feel obligated to try that. So from here, bring your awareness to your breath, hands into prayer. Gather your focus and include the arms only if you need that extra challenge. Another breath or two. As you're releasing the arms. Releasing out of the pose, slow and with control. Moving back to neutral. Just gonna come back to those body circles. Just keep it real simple. You don't need to use the arms unless you're feeling highly motivated today. Just circle around in one direction. Circle around the other way. Walk those feet together so the legs are together. We're going to fold forward. Just resting the belly to the thighs, releasing that low back. Tuck the head down. We're going to slowly lift up. We've got one more stretch here, so we're going to take the hands behind us. Grab the back of your chair. I'm grabbing right at the back of the seat. Go ahead and grab wherever you can reach. If this is hard for you, then just leave the arms out. What we're going to do is grabbing hold of the chair. We're going to start lifting the head and chest, creating a back bend. So you can do this without the arms. Including the arms just deepens the stretch a little. Take some nice big breaths here. Coming back to center. Real quick twist to each side as we start to wrap up today's lesson. You may want to go to each side one more time. So we come back to neutral and we close with a big breath, ending with those hands into prayer. So I once again thank you all for joining me. I appreciate you tuning in. I appreciate all your views, subscribes, likes, comments, all that jazz. I appreciate you, and I'm glad you're here. Go in peace and have a great day. See you next time. Namaste.